morning and welcome to this Bass Coast Shire Council meeting Wednesday the 4th of March 2026. If I could start by asking people to please turn off all mobile telephones, or in the case of an emergency, please advise the chair and switch to silent mode. We acknowledge the Bunurong as the traditional owners and custodians of the lands and waters and pay respect to their elders past, present and emerging. And I'd like to go to Councillor Matt to read the councillor statement, please.
All members of this council pledge to the Bass Coast Shire community to consider every item listed on this agenda based on the individual merits of each item without bias or prejudice, by maintaining an open mind and disregarding councillors' personal interests so as to avoid any conflict with our public duty. Any councillor having a conflict of interest in an item will make a proper prior disclosure to the meeting and will not participate in the debate or vote on the issue.
Thank you, Councillor Morgan. Item 1 on the agenda is present and apologies. We have no apologies today, although we do have Councillor Ron Bauer on the screen with us. Item 2, declarations of interest. There are none. And item 3 is the confirmation of minutes of the council meeting held on the 18th of February 2026. Can I have a mover for the recommendation, please? Councillor Thompson, seconder Councillor Morgan. Any councillor have any comments? Will we put that to the vote? All those in favour? That's carried. Thank you, councillors. Item 4, Mayor and Councillor reports. There are no councillor reports for this meeting. Public question time is item 5, and public question time will not be conducted at this meeting. Item 6, notices of motion. There are no notices of motion. Item 7 are petitions, joint letters, deputations and correspondence, of which we have none, and we are streaming through this agenda. Item 8, reports requiring council decision. I'll hand to Ms Taylor to introduce 8.1. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The purpose of this report is for Council to consider awarding a tender for rectification works to the Stewart Road Bridge in Kernot. In March 2025, an engineering assessment deemed the structure unsafe and it was closed. An application was made to the Federal Government's Safer Local Roads and Infrastructure Program for financial support, in addition to Council's contribution to fix the bridge. The application was approved in December 2025, and at that stage the works were put out to tender. The tender process has now been finalised and it is recommended that the tender be awarded. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms Taylor. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Temby, and a seconder. Councillor Thompson, would you like to speak to the recommendation?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, I'd like to move that we accept the tender. It's most important to get this project started and finished as soon as possible. There's been brilliant work by council staff to fast track the process so that as soon as this tender is if passed, as soon as this tender is accepted, work can get started very promptly. That's great. And that's going to improve emergency response, which has been a great concern to all of us in the area. It's going to improve community access and amenity, and I'd like to recognise, in talking about the community, the enormous work that the community has expressed in their concerns in the area. We've heard that and we've responded to that. And there's been really good councillor advocacy on the matter as well, and getting funding made available to get the bridge repaired. And hopefully all heavy vehicles will comply with the increased bridge load capacity and will have no further transport concerns in the area.
Thank you, Councillor Temby. Councillor Thompson?
May I ask questions through the Mayor to Ms Taylor? Can I ask the completion date of the work approximately?
Through the Mayor, at this stage we're anticipating a completion date towards the end of 2026. Should the tender be awarded today, we'll work with the contractor to firm up the time frames and provide all of that information through our Engage Bass Coast platform. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms Taylor.
I'd like to second this motion along with Councillor Tenby. The community has been on tender hooks waiting a whole year. They've been patient and I'm sure they appreciate the communication that the council has given over the past year. The team has gone above and beyond and to complete this and as fast and as efficiently as possible. And I just want to thank the local community for working with the officers to streamline the erection of the bridge. And thank you for your patience. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Thompson. Are there any other councillors that wish to speak? Councillor O'Brien?
Look, I'd just like it to ask a question of Ms Taylor, if I may. When the work is completed here with this bridge, will we have monitoring of the vehicles going over it? You know, we have so many of those mud carting trucks, you know, B doubles, you know, popping around, you know, back roads. Is that going to be, I've got two questions here. Is that going to be monitored on this bridge?
Through the Mayor, once works are completed, the bridge will be of such a standard that we don't feel that monitoring would be required. It will be able to accommodate those larger agricultural or industrial vehicles that are likely to move through. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms Taylor.
The second question is really just around the Bass Bridge, which is, and I'm just using this opportunity.
Sorry, Councillor O'Brien.
No, it is pertinent to that first question. That we do have a number of bridges across the Shire which are being compromised by the very heavy traffic on it. The Bass Bridge being one, where now the CFA, you know, can't get across that bridge and have to go around. And so I'm wondering that with this work and with our projections, you know, for you know, in looking after Shire assets, whether we will institute some regime of better monitoring of what's going over these bridges, so that, you know, trucks that shouldn't be going over are snapped, caught.
Thank you, Councillor O'Brien. Councillor,
Councillor
Taylor.
Yeah.
Through the Mayor, Council has recognised the significant risk that bridges in particular pose through our asset management processes and included them as part of our new structures asset management plan, just identifying that additional risk. In relation to surveillance of individual bridges, it's probably a question we need to take on notice, just given the local context for each of the bridges across Bass Coast, but happy to follow up on that particular bridge. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms Taylor. Thank you,
Thank you,
Councillor
Mayor.
O'Brien. Any other councillor wish to speak?
May I ask another question of Ms Taylor?
Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to know what the tonne weight of the bridge will be, what size trucks and what the tonne weight is. Sorry.
Through the Mayor, the bridge limit will be 44 tonnes.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor.
Sorry to do this to you, Ms Taylor, but I had a question as well. Is it council's role to monitor the bridges, given their, obviously if they're in our jurisdiction, we monitor it, or is this something that Vic Roads monitor or regional roads?
Through the Mayor, they are our assets, so they are part of our standard regimes for monitoring, renewal and maintenance through our asset management plans, yes.
Okay, that's interesting, thank you. All right, and no other questions or comments, councillors? We might
Put it to the vote.
put it to the vote. Thank you, Councillor Tenby. All those in favour? That's carried. Thank you, councillors.
And Miss Taylor.
And Ms Taylor, exactly. All right. Okay, item 9, statutory reports, of which we have none. Item 10, urgent business, which there is also no urgent business. And the next council meeting will be held on the 18th of March at Burn and Eat, commencing at 1 p.m. Thank you for watching the live stream of council's meeting. The meeting is now closed at 10:26 a.m.